What's up, y'all? This gonna be a new series, part two. Or not a new series, my bad. Part two, what if Izuku was the NTR king? Left off where Izuku told Mitsuki, let's get married. We're gonna time skip from that moment. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad if I don't remember. I ain't updated the series in a month, so my bad. But yeah, we're gonna say he goes back to school, like the next, or I'm pretty sure they were out for a week, right? If I'm not mistaken. We're gonna say you go time skip to that week is over. And we would say that whole week, Mitsuki and Izuku were just fucking like rabbits. Yeah. Now, let's go back to school. Izuku's body is, he's, he hasn't just been fucking, he's been training his body, trying to, get it stronger. Just, yeah, working out and shit. But yeah, as he goes in the classroom, Bakugo and his lackeys, or Bakugo, he's like whispers to Ochako as she laughs, saying, "This is gonna be too easy." As Bakugo walks out the classroom, as Ochako, she walks up to Izuku, as she says, like with the very, let me say, like she's trying to seduce him, basically. She says, Izuku, will you follow me to the restaurant, please? As he's like, why? As she like kind of shows her cleavage a little bit. As Izuku's a, he's a made man now. That shit don't really faze him as it used to. As he says, fine. As he gets up and he walks with the chocolate to the restroom. As she doesn't know, he doesn't know that it's a hidden camera in there, okay? As she walks over to the hidden camera. She walks him over to the camera. What the fuck? She walks him over to the hidden camera, but he doesn't see it. She says, we're gonna say she takes off her top, and she starts unbuttoning her top shirt. As Izuku says, well, what are you doing? Aren't you Bakugo's girlfriend? As she says, I've been eyeing you for a while, Izuku. As she gets on her knees and she drops Izuku's pants, as she kind of like moves out the way and does it, as so the camera can see, because they thought his shit was gonna be small, so it should just basically just swing it. I didn't go hold you. As Izuku, he says, hey, what are you doing? As Ochako, she forgets the camera is there. Not that she forgets, she's just too, her hormones, her body takes over. As she's kind of staring at it. As we'll say on the other side of the camera, Bakugo's at his house watching. Because the plan was expose Izuku. Ochako sends it to Bakugo through his computer. And Bakugo uploads it through his computer. But as Bakugo's watching this, he sees Ochako just staring at Izuku's dick. As he says, what are you doing? Get up. As everybody sees Izuku dick. Well, Bakugo and Ochako did. As it is in the live recording. As Ochako says, I've never seen one this big. It's bigger than Bakugo's. As Izuku says, you're not a virgin. And she says, no, I am. I just casually, or time to time, as she grabs Izuku's dick with her hands. As she says, my hands are so small. As Izuku is kind of like he blushes. As at this point in time, he sees the camera. As he smiles. As he shoves his oh fuck. He shoves his dick down Chaco's mouth. It's basically, he's just throw fucking her back to back, like over and over. As she's basically like, I can't take it. I can't take it. As Izuku, he just like, oh shit, this feels too good. As he releases in her mouth. As he takes his dick out. And she coughs. Like she coughs up a lot of his semen. As he says, time for the main event, right? As she says, no, something that big will kill me. As she says, something that big will kill me. As Izuku, he says, no, it won't. I've done this before. And she says, what? With who? As Bakugo at this point is crying. He's in anger. And says, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Deku. As he puts like Ochako's, he bends Ochako over on the on the sink. As he basically shoves his dick on Chaco's pussy. I'm not even gonna hold you. As she screams in pleasure, right? As he basically just fucking, I'm not even gonna hold you. As he pulls her, he makes her face go to the camera. As he says, how do you like that, you whore? As she screams, saying, harder, Izuku, harder, fuck me harder. As Izuku starts going faster, harder, all that shit. As he says, whose cock is better? Mine or that blonde-haired bitch's? As Izuku says, yours. Please, master, give me your children. As Izuku, like, whoa, I don't know about all that. Nah, fuck it. Let me just continue through it. Izuku, he starts going faster and faster. As he says, whose pussy is this? Mine or Bakugo's? As she says, it's all yours, Izuku, it's all yours. Now fill me up. As Izuku goes faster, harder, all that shit. As he releases inside Ochako. As Ochako. As Ochako, she says, she screams. It has a gyro face, as her body just slumps down on the ground, cum oozing out of her. As Izuku pulls out, as he says, oh, that was refreshing. As he walks away, saying, Bakugo, pick up your whore. As Bakugo, he's angry. He's he knew what he's seen the camera the whole time. As Izuku, he says, We're gonna say he gets back to the classroom as he doesn't see Ochako for the rest of the day. As with time skip about a couple days, Bakugo or Ochako didn't show up to school. As Izuku says, "Hey," he walks up to the principal's office, and this is after a couple days after everything that happened. He walks up to the principal's office and he says, Mr. Principal, sir, I have some work that I need to turn into Ochako. She told me I needed to help her out, so I just wanted to give her this. If you could tell me where she lived." As he says, he gives her the location. As he says, "I don't believe a Quirkus like you would be able to harm her or anything. So here, giving Izuku the location." As Izuku starts riot walking over there. As he gets to Ochako's house, Ochako opens the door saying, "Who's?" As Izuku smiles saying, "I just came to give you this work." As Ochako, she says, "Come inside." As Izuku says, "Really?" As she blushes, lets him in, and she closes the door and locks it. As she says, "Follow me, Izuku." As they get to Ochako's room, as Ochako's parents say, "Hey honey, who's that?" As she says, "This is just a friend from school." As they get to her room, locking and closing the door, Izuku, he says, "Where have you been?" As she says, "I'm just, and she's just kind of having a hard time talking and looking at him. As he says, "You know that was a horrible way to lose your virginity, right?" As Ochako sighs, "Hey, God, no. As she says, "I don't know what happened." As Izuku walks towards her, as she says, "No, stay back. I'm in love with Bakugo, not you." As Izuku says, "I never said anything about that. You're the one who brought it up." As she sighs, and she says, "Just stand back. One scream and my parents will come running. One cry for help." As Izuku, he drops his pants. I'm not even gonna hold you. As Ochako, her nipples instantly get hard and person instantly get moist. As Izuku, he says, "Do you want to relive that moment?" As Ochako, Izuku sits on her bed. As he says, crawl like a good little dog to your master." As Ochako says, she says, "Why do you have to make it so embarrassing?" As she takes off all her clothes. As she crawls to Izuku. As she crawls to Izuku. As he says, "Good job, doggy. Now suck your master's cock." As I really don't feel like doing the scene, I'll do another one for y'all. Actually, not. Fuck that. Her parents in there. I got to. Fuck. I really didn't feel like doing it, but her parents are in there, so this could be a good story. potential. Izuku, or not even Izuku, Ochako, she crawls, like she picks up Izuku's, that license, I can't not even say that. She picks up his dick as she basically like starts licking it. As he says, I'm not getting anything from that. Come on. As she says, this is too big. As Izuku says, we did this before. As she let go, as she says, that's because you shoved it down my throat. As Izuku says, well, I'll just do that again then. As he grabs her head, as she's trying to kind of resist, saying no, that hurt. As Izuku says, I don't care. As he basically throw fucks her again. Not even giving her a chance to breathe. As she, I'm gonna say she comes from this pleasure. As she says, she says, like after she, again, his words mix, my bad. After Izuku pulls his dick out from her throat, she kind of like, she swallows all of it. As Izuku, not all of it, but a lot of it. As he says, you're getting better, Ochako. As he kind of like, where he takes his dick out and like just like paints her face, basically. As she crawls, it's like she crawls up on him, and now she's like in his lap. As he says, if you want it so bad, you gotta insert it yourself. As she blushes and looks away, saying, just do it. As Izuku says, no, if you want it so bad, then you have to do it yourself. As Ochako says, fine. As she throws him on the bed and basically like, she basically just rides him, basically. Let him go. As she's screaming in pleasure as her parents knock on the door. As she says, coming, Dad. As she opens the door, she's very sweaty, but at the same time though, he still sees. He sees she has a shirt on, so he doesn't mind. And the way she's opening the door, she's opening to where only her head is visible. And like a little bit of her chest, but her legs and backside is invisible. At least to her father, but to Izuku, it is. So, Izuku walks over to the door as he shoves his dick inside Ochako. As Ochako basically just, she looks down as she basically just came right there in that moment. As Izuku, he says, we're doing fine, Mr. Uraraka. As he says, really? Oh, okay. Well, that's good. As he says, I'm very glad that you and my daughter are getting along. You know, she didn't really have any friends. As he says, really? As he thrusts, Chaco. As she looks down again. As she's basically just taking it right there. As she says, okay, Dad, we're trying to study. As he says, okay, I'll leave you two alone. As he closes the door. As Ochako collapses. As she says, why'd you do that for? As Izuku chuckles, saying, I have an idea. As Izuku's parents are, this is later at night. They basically just been fucking like rabbits the whole time. This is like later though, at night. Izuku drags Ochako to their room, her parents' room, as she says, what do you think your mom and dad is gonna think seeing their daughter getting fucked like this, like a whore? As Ochako covers her face, saying, don't stop it and get out of here. We need to leave. As she like screams in pleasure as she covers her mouth, saying, I can't. As they basically just fuck right there with nobody waking up. Or, no, fuck that. Ochako's mom, she sees what's going on with their daughter from the corner of her eye, and she sees Izuku's his dick, how big it is. As she gets wet, as she tries to go back to sleep, but she can't. So she twists and turns in the bed as Izuku says, I think your mom is gonna wake up soon. As he says, but first I have to come inside. You would hate to want to get it all over the floor, right? As Ochako, she says, wait, you've done it all too many times today. I might get pregnant. As he says, I don't care. As he basically speeds up as Ochako, like, not screams, but like moans loudly, but it's like muffled. As Izuku basically like creams inside, or creams, nuts, same shit, nigga. Basically releases inside of her as her body goes like numb, as Izuku carries her out and throws her on her bed, saying, good little whore. From now on, you're mine. If you disrespect me ever again, Ochako, trying to humiliate me like that again, then I'll really show you. I'll really humiliate you. As he says later, leaving. As leaving a soaked field, Ochako and Ochako's mom. And he didn't fuck Ochako's mom just yet. So, yeah. Remember, he's the NTR king. Okay, NTR king. And I think I'm going to low-key leave it off right there because I want to make like more than one episode before I go to work. And I got like 1 hour left. So, yeah, I'll catch y'all later.